Hey, vinyl community. Andy here, coming back after a bit of a break. I haven't done quite as much record shopping recently because I've been traveling. I had some work travel and then some family travel, and a lot of it was very quick turnaround stuff, so I didn't really run around. I was in Warsaw, Poland, and I really wanted to go record shopping um, there because it seems like there's a lot of Polish jazz, and the prices are the exchange rate's favorable for the U.S. dollar. But I was only there for a few days, unfortunately. But I got back, and I also did a little bit of record shopping while on a family reunion in Michigan. I'll show something really cool I got from that. But I did a little bit recently, so I wanted to show off some stuff that I think is cool. So this is something I saw just the other day at my favorite record shop in Austin, in Devenir. This is, and I think these should be turning around correctly now. I'll have to check. This is Art Blakey, Jazz Messengers, Three Blind Mice. This is on United Artists Jazz. This has a lot of the best guys, I think, from the Messengers. It's got Wayne Shorter and Freddie Hubbard on there. I was just putting this on again, and I realized it has the ear, the plastic, however you say that, the pressing plant that Blue Note used for the classic original Blue Notes. So that's kind of cool. So if anybody, maybe other United Artists were pressed there. If anybody knows anything else that's pressed there, that'd be cool to post. I'd like to find it. I have good luck with their vinyl. Something I got just before I took off for my trips. I had a 80s reissue of this, but I saw the original at Breakaway Records here in Austin, Texas. This was just out. It's got somebody's name on it, but this is original pressing stereo copy of the Sidewinder. They're not really a jazz specialty place, so if you're ever coming through Austin, they might be a place to stop if you're into like soul, funk, that kind of stuff. But I will say, because they're not necessarily a jazz place, I don't think they know what to look for sometimes. So that one was priced as if it was a second pressing, but it has the ear, so it's a first pressing. So lucked out on that. I picked that up. I was amazed to see that a copy of this, because I've been looking for it. I've been looking for one of the audiophile copies of this. This isn't one of those. This is just a reissue from the 80s, I think. This is Muddy Waters, folk singer. It's kind of thin vinyl, but it sounds pretty good. 87 is the repressing here. Just grabbed that for a few bucks, actually. That's a nice find at Waterloo Records here in Austin, Texas. Oh, I forgot about this Chico. This one I was super psyched to find at record shop Friends of Sound. So if you're coming through Austin and you want jazz, definitely stop by Friends of Sound. There's one guy there, Cyrus, who really knows a lot about, especially like less common labels. And so I was looking through and I found this. This is a Chico Freeman as a quartet with Cecil McBee, Jack DeJohnette, and John Hicks on India Navigation. This is great. I put this on just to make sure there was no groove damage or anything. And within a second, I was just like nodding my head. This is really good stuff. It was only, I think you could probably find that for under $20 for sure. That was under $20 when I grabbed it. So definitely pick that up if you see it out and about. Another one from End of an Ear. This really surprised me, the way this sounded. I was not expecting. I never listened to this album digitally. This is Don Cherry, Here and Now. That's a good photo. I thought this was going to be like super avant-garde like soul, spiritual kind of stuff. And I was really surprised to hear more fusion. I mean, like funky rock fusion. I was quite surprised when I put on the first track, and it's a little cheesy actually. But then the third track, the last track on side one, Karmapa Cheno, gets like a little Afrobeat stuff going on. It's got some congas on it, some other percussion. That's a great track. I really like that. And then I probably should, if I had read this, I would have realized that it was going to be fusion. It's recorded at Electric Ladyland, or Electric Lady Studios. So I was surprised by that. I don't know that I would get this again, but I hadn't bought any records in a while, and I liked On Cherry, and so I grabbed it. And I really do like that last track on the first side. Okay, and so now I'm going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite things about record shopping, and that is when you go into some place, and from the look of it, you're thinking, no way am I going to find anything here. But you have a few minutes, or your wife is doing something down the street, so you're like, well, I don't want to go stand over in that shop, so I will go into this record shop, even if I don't think it's gonna pan out. So I was in this little town called South Haven, Michigan. It's on the lake. It's a vacation town where we were with my wife's family for a family reunion, and we were downtown in this little village getting food one day, and I have like radar when it comes to record shops. I saw this like sign hanging down the street, and just from like the way the sign looked, I go, oh, I think it's a record shop. And my wife said, oh, are you gonna go over there? And I said, oh, I'll come back later. And so we took her home and then played, tennis with some brother-in-laws and all this kind of stuff. And then as soon as I got a chance, I was like, I'm going to sneak out, guys. I'm going to go look at that record shop. Because everybody's just sitting around playing cards. You get a little bored at a family reunion. So I went to this place, and it's called Phoenix Records and Boutique. And it looks like super hippie headquarters for this town, which is not my style of music, but I'm thinking this can be a bunch of Grateful Dead, Fish, and stuff like that, so I'm not going to be interested. But I go in, and there's a woman selling crystals, there's a girl doing henna tattoos. It's like really hippie, that's fine. So I start flipping through, and one of the first things I see over in their jazz section is Jackie McLean, Demon's Dance. Now, I've seen this before. It's always one of the repressings with the dark blue label. So I thought, okay, there's no way that's an original, because they had it for $11. I was like, there's no way. And bam, original Liberty. This is post sale to Liberty, but still, that's a first pressing. It's got the Van Gelder in the dead wax, the right label. That's a first pressing. I almost never even see this go up on eBay. It is a great record. The first track, Demon's Dance, is wonderful. The entire second side I've listened to a few times over and over. He's got a couple Woody Shaw compositions, which I feel like Woody Shaw is underappreciated. I like him a lot. It's got, again, Jack DeJohnette on drums. Just a great record. I was so excited to see this. And I then flipped through all the rest of their jazz, frantically. There was another, what was it? I can't remember. There was another, what release was it? Oh, I know what it was. It was, there was a Sonny Rollins, Newt's, whatever that record's called. And I thought, oh my gosh, is this original? No, it was a later pressing, so I didn't get it. But that's the only jazz record he had that was really amazing. But that's like a amazing find in my opinion. I very rarely find stuff so cool. The other thing that I grabbed, then I went and flipped through the rock. So first, they had a copy of that Love of Life Orchestra 45 that I've talked about on here a few times. You can kind of see it in the background there by The Clash. They had another copy of that for $8 or whatever. I always pick that up and I give them away to people. So I got another copy of that. And then they had this, Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers on Berserkly. This is, I think this must be one of the first ones after the original Modern Lovers. This is before he went super light. You know, like if you've seen him recently, he will not go above kind of a Hush in terms of his playing. This one's still a bit more rocking, but it's a lot more playful even than the first Modern Lovers record. So, you know, it has songs like Important in Your Life, which is has some great background vocals. New England, which is almost like a novelty tune about loving New England. Abdominal Snowmen in the Market. It's really, really good stuff. And so I was really excited to find those two records, especially at this shop. So if you're ever driving up the lake in Michigan and you see a sign for New Haven, pull off, go check out this record shop. Phoenix really surprised me. There were at least a handful of other records that I didn't pick up that were interesting, either because I already had them or because they weren't quite in the I don't know, for whatever reason I didn't want to carry too many because we were going to be with family for the next 2 weeks. So I didn't get as much as I could have, but I couldn't pass up those two, especially that Jackie McLean. I've been grabbing up a lot of Jackie McLean's. I didn't show them, but from eBay, I picked up Action, and I picked up Capuchin Swing. Those are both, the Capuchin Swing is later a Liberty pressing, but I've been trying to grab Jackie McLean records because I realized even though I love him a lot, I didn't have a lot of his stuff. So I've been grabbing those. So I was really excited to get that Demon's Dance. All right, well, I think I'm going to do another video on a theme, the theme being records of bands that I've liked so much that I've gone and seen them fanatically. So that'll be coming soon. I'll make it now, but maybe post it in a few days since I usually take so long between posts. But yeah, I will talk to everybody later. I have some trips coming up, so hopefully I'll find some cool records in places like Montreal and Frankfurt, Germany. So maybe I'll find some cool stuff to post on these trips. All right, see you later.